Kerry here. This is probably the most important video I've made thus far in my YouTube career. Read an article this last week entitled Valuing Amazon's Big Move into Automotive Data Monetization. I didn't really understand what it meant until I dug a little deeper and read a little bit more. And what I want you to relate to is how your car has changed in the last 6 years. By the end of this video, I'm going to share with you where I believe that the real estate industry is going and why it's going there, how you need to react to it, and the most important stock investment you might make in your lifetime. Okay, as I said earlier, my car has changed dramatically in the last 6 years as I buy new cars. And it's all about data. My car, well, first of all, let's start to give you some perspective. My watch, a Fitbit, has approximately 5 to 6 sensors in it. My phone has anywhere from 10 to 20 sensors in it. My car has 120 to 140 sensors in it. Now, all these sensors are gathering data and sending it into the cloud, and then that data has, for the most part, just been sitting there. The collectors, the two major collectors, are Microsoft and Amazon Web Services. Amazon happens to own or gather 33% of the automotive data in the world, not just in the United States, but in the world. And what they've recognized is with this data and artificial intelligence and predictive analytics, they can make the automobile driving experience a much better experience. That is to say, like you have now, you have GPS, you have an alert system that if something happens to your car, and you can alert through the internet someone to come rescue you. On my car, it tells me when my tires go low. It tells me when my oil goes low. It tells me a lot about it. It's also monitoring my speed, my braking, my driving habits. What's going to happen now is Amazon has announced that they are going to monetize this data. And they're going to do it in a number of ways. Number one is they're going to offer you better service so that you will, in the future, you will be notified, Kerry, your battery is not going to start your car within the next 2 weeks. Would you like us to have somebody come out and change your battery for you? Kerry, you're driving between Detroit and Ann Arbor. There's a car 5 miles in front of you that has fed us information that there's black ice on the road. You need to be aware of it, and here on your GPS is exactly where it is. Kerry, there is an accident on Highway 20, 30 miles in front of you. You need to get off at the Heflin exit and go 38 miles, turn right, and get back on 20 to go to Atlanta. Now, think about that, and that's not far-fetched, and I think you can realize that this is a driver experience that once you've had it, you'll never go back to a car that doesn't offer you this kind of data. Now, as I said, Amazon has been collecting this data, and they are estimating that by 2030, these services that they'll be able to provide you, your dealership, your insurance company, a whole multitude of consumer-oriented businesses, that this data will represent $450 to $750 billion of revenue for them by 2030. Now, to give you some perspective, 450 to 750 billion dollars by 2030. Currently, Amazon Web Services provides them with $5.38 billion worth of service, or $1 billion. That's a 100x. Amazon's overall business, including everything they do, and they do a lot, is currently $233 billion. So within the next 10 years, this monetization of data is going to more than double, possibly even triple Amazon's revenues. And these are revenues which they make 33% profit on. Okay, that's what's happening. How does that relate to real estate? Well, we know that Amazon got into the real estate business just last month, July 23rd. I've done a rough estimate, and I suspect once someone turns my house into a smart house, there will be somewhere in the neighborhood of 400 to 500 sensors. Remember, I said in the car right now, there's 120 to 140. Think about how, and right now a smart house basically is dealing with connecting your phone to your lighting system, to your security system, to some cameras, and to your thermostat. Think about once sensors start going into my refrigerator, my dishwasher, my pantry, my heating and air conditioning system, my water meter, my gas meter, everything that I spend money on my house. And everybody else in my neighborhood has a similar system. Now when my wife told me our water bill last month was $100. It's normally no more than 30. Now I know it's because I'm watering my grass. My grass looks quite good, as I might mention. But I don't know if that's out of whack with everybody else in the neighborhood. Think about a system where everybody had a smart house, and we knew in those smart houses we could compare square footage, we could compare layout, and that smart system could notify me and say, Kerry, your air conditioning bill is out of whack. And it could be something as simple as changing the filter, or maybe your system needs to be changed. It would then be able to tell me what that change would cost me and what kind of return on my investment that I would receive. I mentioned recently in another video, it would tell me, based on the situation of my house to the sun, whether or not it would be profitable for me to put a solar system on the south side of the back of my house. Okay, so that's what's a comparison of smart cars to smart houses. We just established that you would not go to a dumb car once you've had a smart car. What's going to happen once you live in a smart house and you want to move? You're going to demand that the next house be a smart house. Now, who's in position right now to make that happen? Who's gathering the data? Who just went into the real estate business? Amazon. They believe that by 2030, the automobile industry monetization of data will represent $450 to $750 billion in revenue. Again, they're currently $233 billion in revenue. Now, what if, from what they learned doing the car thing, they do the house thing? And now, and then what I believe they're going to do is I believe they're going to buy Zillow. So now they have all the data relative to how your house functions. Now they got the data on what your house sells for, what it's sold for, what your property taxes are. That you meld these two things together, and you're going to get an idea of what's going to happen to the housing market. Smart homes are going to happen. I'm going to insist upon it as a homeowner. So you've lived in a smart home, you drive a smart car, you aren't going to accept anything less. Who's going to be in the position to provide you with the experience that you demand? It's going to be the person who has the data, who can process the data, and who can feed you the information you want to make your home ownership a better experience. I want you to go to YouTube and type in smart homes. And what you're going to find is there are two companies that are leading the charge to give you a smart home. They are Google and they are Amazon. And then there are some peripheral companies who are also driving this very, very heavily. Again, what does this have to do with you and your career in real estate? This is going to require some very intelligent people who are knowledgeable of the field of real estate and their particular real estate markets to assist the Googles, the Amazons, the Zillows, the Keller Williams, the Reologies, whoever ends up on top. And I believe there will be one conglomerate company made up of those names that I just mentioned that is going to dominate the real estate industry in the future. They're going to need boots on the ground. They're going to need, as I say, intelligent real estate agents who understand what's happening and understand what the consumer experience needs to be. Because just like when my car tells me it needs a new battery, I'm going to need to talk to somebody. I'm going to have an advisor, probably affiliated with a dealership. I will become dependent upon that advisor. That advisor will eventually manage my account, and he will be paid in accordance with his ability to manage my account. That's what I think is going to happen in the real estate industry, just as it happened in the financial industry. We don't have stockbrokers anymore. We have financial advisors, people who advise people on their financial situation. That's what is going to happen in the real estate industry. You're not going to go to some website and say, who's the best plumber to come fix this situation? Who's the best heating and air conditioning person to take care of my situation? You're going to have an advisor who has data on every one of those people and can give you good information on who should do the work on your home. This is what's going to happen, and if you want to be a part of it, you need to be a leader of the real estate industry in your community. Now, you can play the game of the $150,000 to $250,000 or the $30,000 to the $250,000 homes, but those are going away. Zillow just came out and said that they had something like 80,000 people in the last quarter contact them about their instant offers. They only took 1,200 of them as they wrote him a check and bought the house. The other 80% became their listings. They referred an agent, and that agent got that listing. As Gary Vaynerchuk said in my last video, that's a $13 an hour position. That's not a position you want. You've got to move up the bracket and handle those houses that Zillow or Amazon or Keller Williams can't write a check for. You need to move up at least above the 500,000 mark and get into the $1 million mark. These are the people who are having problems and need an advisor, not a computer, not a broker they won't write them a check. So, as I say, I think this is the most important video that I have made. Right now, Amazon stock is selling for $1,812 a share. It's down substantially from its high this year of $2,050. So it's down substantially. You need to buy some Amazon stock. Their business is going to fivefold in the next 10 years. Zillow stock is at $39.45. Its high for the year has been $51.76. Its low for the year has been $26.20. Zillow has dropped substantially in just the last couple weeks. That presents an opportunity. It's a buyout opportunity. It's an opportunity for Zillow or for Amazon to come in and make a buyout. I don't know that they'll do it. I don't sit on the board at Amazon, but if I did, this is what I'd be talking to Jeff about. So that's what I'm talking to you about. Position yourself in the market such that you are the agent of choice, not only for the current buyers, but for whoever's going to take charge of this business. And again, it's going to happen. Be aware of smart homes. Think yourself, would you ever go back to a dumb car? No. And in 10 years, people aren't going to want a dumb house if they can afford a smart house. And I think the millennials are going to want a smart house. Okay. This is big stuff. And this is moving fast. And this is career changing. And now, as I said in my last video, you know about it. Don't fret about it. Take advantage of it and position yourself to benefit. Okay, that's my take on this situation. If you like this video, please push the like button and give me some likes, and that helps my algorithm. Subscribe to the channel so that I can keep you posted on other things that I find out. And then go to bestofusagents.com. This is where you can sign up and go on my mailing list, so I will send you my puzzled letters. I'll send you my formula for selling luxury homes, and then I'll also direct you so that you can see my just listed and my just sold letters and how I promote my business to keep my listings up and to sell my homes. Thanks for watching. Become a regular.